Hello everyone. In this class we will talk about simulation of open loop control of DC motor using Arduino in Proteus. So first we will try to understand what is this open loop control. So for that we need to understand what is control system. So a combination of various elements connected as a unit to direct or regulate itself or any other system in order to provide a specific output is known as control system. Okay, so for examples, traffic lights control system, washing machine. Types of control system. There are two main types of control system: open loop control system and closed loop control system. In open loop control system, the input to the controller is not dependent on the output of the system. These systems do not contain any feedback loop and also known as non-feedback systems. So in open loop control system, the input will be given to the controller. The controller will generate the actuating signal. This actuating signal will be fed to the actuators. These actuators will perform action on the plant, and the output of the plant will be the output of the open loop control system. So here we can see the output is not fed back to the input. So there is no feedback path. So this is a open loop control system. In closed loop control system, the output is fed back to the input through feedback. So the input to the controller is dependent on the output of the system. Hence, the output of the system influences the input to the system. So here we have a feedback element which can be sensors which will measure the output, and this feedback signal will be used along with the input to calculate the error signal. This error signal will be used by the controller to calculate the actuating signal. This actuating signal will be used by the actuators that will perform the action on the plant, and the plant's output will be the output of the closed loop control system. So the examples of these systems can be for open loop control system. The example can be fan with regulator. So if we want to increase or decrease the speed of the fan, we will use the knob on the regulator. So here we are not measuring any speed of the fan. So there isn't any feedback. So this is the example of open loop control system. In closed loop control system, example can be ACs. In AC, there is a temperature sensor which measures the temperature of the room. So if we want to make the room at any desired temperature, then the controller will check the error signal, which will be the difference of the current temperature and the desired temperature, and accordingly it will turn on or turn off the compressor. So that will change the temperature of the room. So this will work as a closed loop. So this is the example of closed loop control system. So as we can see, the closed loop control system is slightly complex. So that is why we will use open loop control system in this video to model the speed of the DC motor control. Okay. So here we are using a very common example, DC motor, which is used in various applications. Okay. So for this simulation, we will connect DC motor in this fashion. So this is our DC motor. This is the Arduino, and this is the motor driver. Okay. So the pins of the I/O pins of the Arduino have some limitations in current and voltage. So the maximum voltage is 5 volt and the current is 10 milliampere. But the requirement of the DC motors are much more. So we cannot connect directly this DC motor to the Arduino. So that is why we need some driver that will take the inputs from the that will take the outputs from the Arduino, and it will use a external battery that will uh, uh, fulfill the requirements of the DC motor in terms of current and voltage. Okay, so we will look into this motor driver in the next slide. So we are using this L298 motor driver. So it is a dual H bridge IC. So what is this H bridge? So here we can see a configuration. This is known as H bridge. So it is a mechanism which is used to control the direction of the motor. Okay, so suppose this is our battery. Okay, so and this is our motor. When we want to turn this motor in clockwise direction, we will make S1 and S4 on. So the current will flow from left to right through this motor. Okay, so this will make the rotation in clockwise direction. But what if we want to make it run in opposite direction? So for that, we will turn on the S3 and S2. So in this case, the current will flow from right to left. Okay, so this will uh, make the direction of the rotation in opposite. Okay, so this L298 motor driver has two such H bridges, so we can connect two motors in through this motor driver. Okay, so there are two channels which are used to connect two motors, channel A and channel B. Okay, so in channel A we will connect motor A, and in channel B we will connect motor B. So the control pins are as follows. Enable A is used to enable the channel. Input 1 and input 2, these are the logic pins for channel A. Input 3 and input 4 are logic pins for channel B, and enable B is the enable pin for channel B. Okay, so um, if input 1 and input 2 are 1 and 0 respectively, then S1 and S4 will be on, so that will make the motor to turn in one direction, suppose it is clockwise. But if we make our input 1 and input 2 as 0 1, then it will turn on the S2 and S3, and it will make this motor run in anti-clockwise direction. So by changing the input 1 and input 2, we can control the direction of the motor, and this enable A pin is used to enable or disable the motor. So as we are only using one motor, we will connect it on the channel A, and we will use only these three control pins, enable A, input 1 and input 2, to control the speed of the motor. Okay. In the previous circuit which I have shown you, here we have connected a 9-volt battery. Okay, so it is connected here in this pin. 5 to 30 volts can be connected through this pin, so we have connected 9-volt battery through this pin. Okay, now how we are controlling the speed of the DC motor. So we will be using PWM technique. So it is a technique to change the average voltage through digital pins. So as we are connecting the Arduino I/O pins to the motor driver, so these I/O pins can have only two levels: 0 level or low level, and 5-volt or high level. And the speed of the DC motor is generally directly proportional to the voltage which we are applying on it. Okay, so to control the speed of the DC motor, we need to change the voltage. Okay, but here in but the uh, pins on the Arduino can have only two values, 0 or 5 volt. So that is why we use this PWM technique to generate the average voltage between 0 and 5 volt by varying the pulse width. Okay, so using this technique we can generate any value between 0 and 5 volt. so we can control the speed. Okay, so if the pin is at low level at all the times, then the average value will be 0. If it is on at 25, if it is on for 25% of the time and off for 75% of the time, then the average voltage will be 25% of the maximum voltage, which will be 1.25 volt. Okay, so this is called the duty cycle. The on time divide by the whole period of the pulse. So this duty cycle will be directly proportional to the average voltage generated at the output. Okay, and the average voltage and the speed of the motor will be directly proportional to the average voltage. So this duty cycle will be directly proportional to the speed of the motor. So suppose we have a DC motor with maximum speed of 1000 rpm, and if we want to make the DC motor run at 250 rpm, then we will give the duty cycle 25%. So the average voltage will be 1.25 volt. So that will make the DC motor run at 250 rpm. So this is how we map this duty cycle to the speed of the DC motor. Okay, now so we will use this Proteus to simulate the open loop control of DC motor. Okay, so for that we will need a separate example. So go to File, click on Open Sample Project. In category, select VSM for AVR. In subcategory, select Arduino. And in results, select 54th example, which is Arduino Motors example. Okay, so this go to schematic capture. So this example should come. So here we have Arduino. This is our terminal, and we have this motor shield. Okay, and there are some push buttons. Okay, so which are meant for the inbuilt program. Okay, so we will be using this motor shield to perform our experiment. So here we have this L298 driver, which is a dual bridge IC, dual H bridge IC. So here we can control two motors. So they have connected two motor, one on channel A and second on channel B. So output 1 and output 2 are for channel A. Enable A, input 1 and input 2 are for channel A controlling inputs. Similarly for channel B, output 3 and output 4 are the outputs, and enable B, input 3 and input 4 are inputs for channel B. Okay, so we will be using channel A only, and we will try to control the speed of this motor connected at channel A. We will use enable A, input 1 and input 2 controlling pins only. So this enable A pin is connected to the IO4 pin, and IO4 pin is connected to IO6 pin here. Okay, this input 1 pin is connected to IO12. Input 2 is connected to through a logic element. This is XNOR logic gate. Okay, so this logic is very simple. The working of this is, uh, if both the inputs are same, then the output will be high. If both the inputs are different, then the output will be low. So if 1 and 2 are 0 0 or 1 1, by 1 means, I mean, high level. So if it is 0 0 or 1 1, then output will be 1. If it is 0 1 or 1 0, then output will be 0. Okay, this IO8 is connected to the second pin of the logic gate. Okay, so by using this break, direction A or IO12 and PWM-A, we can control the direction and speed of this motor, which is connected to channel A. So now we will go to the coding part. So click on source code. Here you will find a, a long code which is already written for the example. So remove everything and okay, so I have written a simple code here to control the speed of the DC motor. As we know that the speed of the motor is directly proportional to the average voltage, and average voltage is directly proportional to the PWM. So we can find the speed of the motor using this formula. Speed in RPM is equals to PWM divided by 255 into maximum speed. So why we are writing the specific number 255? It is the maximum value of PWM that can be applied. So if we apply 255, then it will be on for all the time, and if we apply 0, then it will be off for all the time, and in between 0 and 255 the value will be directly proportional to the average voltage generated at the pin. Okay, so the maximum speed of the motor in our circuit configuration is 52 uh, rpm. So put 52 here to calculate the speed. Okay, so uh, please make sure that when you try this example, you put the value of PWM less than or equal to 250 for better accuracy and predictability. Okay, so let's try to make the PWM value 200, and so I am just initializing a variable PWM and uh, uh, assigning a value 200 to it. Now in setup function, this 12th pin is set as output. As we have seen that this 12th pin is connected to input 1. Okay, so as we see here, this 12th pin will control the direction. Okay, so if it is 1, then it will make the motor run in clockwise direction. If it is 0, then it will make the motor anti-clockwise. Okay, we have made it high to run it on clockwise direction, and the 8th pin is set as output, which is the brake pin, and we have made it low because we want to disable the brake. And the enable pin at A is connected to 4th pin, and this 4th pin is connected to 6th pin, and this 6th pin on the Arduino HPWM. That is why we have made this uh, pin 6th as output, and we will generate the PWM signal on this pin only. Okay, in loop we have written only one statement that will generate the PWM signal. Okay, so here analog write will generate the PWM signal. This first parameter of this statement is the pin number where we want to generate the PWM signal, and this second parameter is the value of the PWM. So this parameter can be between 0 to 255. So if it is 0, then it will be low for all the time, and if it is 255, then it will be high for all the time. And if the value is in between, then it will generate the average voltage proportional to the number. Okay, so if you want to calculate the average voltage generated for any particular PWM value, you can use this formula. Like if the value of PWM is 200, then the average voltage will be 200 by 255 into 5. Okay, so this will be the average voltage generated at the sixth pin. Okay, so let's compile this code and run it. So it is compiled successfully. Now go to schematic capture and run the simulation. So the motor is running in clockwise direction, so it will settle at some value eventually. So we will have to wait for it. So as we can see that the motor is settled at 34.8 rpm. So uh, it, now we will try to make change the PWM value and check the speed. Now I am making it 100. So if I'm making the PWM value 100, then the average voltage that will be generated at the sixth pin will also be half, because here instead of 200 it will be 100. So ideally the speed should be half. Okay, now I will compile it and upload it to the and run in the simulation. So the motor is settled at 9.2 rpm. So ideally it should settle at 17.5 because we have decreased the value by half of PWM. So the speed should also decrease by half. But as this motor has many internal parameters and the speed depends on it, so uh, that is why it is not ideal. And so and the that is the reason we go for the closed loop control. Okay, so in that way the uh, output can be tracked to the desired value. Okay, thank you.